Hello and welcome to Samurai Day Trading's Trade of the Day. Fred here, going to run through the trade of the day on this 16th of April, 2025. We just got done with the U.S. closed live trading room every day from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. And the trades of the day are always trades that are been taken by myself or by traders in the room. Usually it's both. So let's go ahead and look at the trade of the day right here. All right. If you've been following us any length of time, you know this is my favorite indicator from Samurai Day Trading. It's the strength indicator, and it simply compares this candle to the previous candle, saying that this is a very strong candle. It's 2 times stronger than the previous one. There's a really good possibility that this is going to pay at least your first target on the way back down. So now we look over at this indicator over here, and you see that we expect the next candle to be anywhere from 160 to 250 ticks long. And so we'll go over here to our ATM and we'll choose 100 and 200 tick targets. We'll de-risk the trade after 41 ticks. So 4 contracts, 2 on the first target, 1 on the second, and 1 on the third. All right. So now a lot of times we wait for the retrace, but we always put a cover order on when we have a really small wick, just in case the market decides to take off with without retracing. All right, that's what a cover order is all for. Now I had to start the replay with a second because this indicator won't pop up unless you have 1 second on. So that's why this candle's already started. So we're going to put a cover order on underneath. And if it decides to take off without retracing, all the better. And this is pretty interesting to show you how the ATM works. Now I've got 100 and 200 ticks, 200 ticks worth of risk times 4 contracts. I'm going for about 400 ticks of profit. So not quite 2 to 1 against me. I don't really like trading over 2 to 1 risk reward. But in this case, we're going to de-risk relatively quickly. So I'm gonna roll the dice on this one a little bit. All right, so here we go. All right, we're in. First thing I got to do is move my stop to where it needs to be, which is up here. Now, once I get my first contracts taken out, I will de-risk the trade, and I'll stop it and show you how that works in just a second. But again, it's even if you've never traded before, you just look at this indicator saying, okay, this is a good signal. I'm going to go ahead and put a cover order on. If it retraces, I'll go ahead and move the order to the body of the candle. And then something really interesting happens right there. Now, notice what happened. When my first target got taken out, remember I had 2 contracts on that. My stop went all the way from up here, all the way down here. So there, I got plus 40s on that. My stop comes to minus 38. So now I got some wiggle room in here. If the market decides to stop right here and come back and take out my stop, it's a break-even trade. All right, break even. Therefore, I can't lose any more money here. So now I'm sitting, once my first target's taken out, I'm sitting here very relaxed, waiting to see if my runners can get hit here. All right, so if we de-risk the trade quickly, so it's a lot easier, especially for beginner traders, to hold risk. You don't have to hold your risk for that long. All right, let's get started. Some other things are pretty interesting with this ATM and why it's it's a really nice ATM to have. My next target's 100 ticks and then 200 ticks. Now we could wind up with some problems here at the S4. Notice how the market stopped last time at the S4. So that may be all we can get out of this, but we're going to let it roll. And we'll just follow our stop behind. Now let's speed it up a little bit. Since we're already in the trade, we'll make it 4 times the market at this point. Now something really, right there, did you see what just happened there? Now we sped up the market and probably maybe shouldn't have at that point. The market stalled down here, came back up and pushed up, but notice it didn't take out our stop because we gave it a little bit of wiggle room from where we got into the trade. It gave the market room to play in here without taking us out. And now let's see if it goes ahead and pays our larger targets. If it did come and take us out, it would be a break-even trade, and we can decide whether we want to re-enter again. All right, so our 100 tick target's out. Now we're going to be hitting into the S4 here. we need to say, okay, maybe this is all that this wants to go, and we'll start reeling this in. All right. Once it pushes way past, we'll take it down and we'll start squeezing the trade because we don't want to get nothing. We don't want this to come all the way down and take us out at +1 or so we'll try to choke this a little bit. Give us some room to play. It came within a couple of ticks of taking out our 200 tick target. So we can follow this down. All right, and there we go, 200 tick targets out. Beautiful. That particular trade was worth 1,920 US dollars and took about 5 minutes to complete. So if you want to learn how to make $1,920 US dollars in 5 minutes, come and join us at samuraidaytrading.com and join us in the live trading room. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the live trading room real soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye and God bless.